Our verse today is 1 Samuel chapter 18 verse 8. And Saul was very angry, and this saying displeased him. He said, "They have ascribed to David 10,000s, and to me they have ascribed thousands. And what more can he have but the kingdom?" The Spirit of God was with David, and whichever battle Saul sent him, he was successful, to the point that Saul made David the leader of the men of war. As David returned from the battle against the Philistines, where he defeated Goliath and their army, the women sang in praise of David as they approached King Saul. Innocently, the women sang that David had killed tens of thousands and Saul thousands. Allotting tens of thousands to David and only thousands to Saul did not go down well with Saul. The king was angry, not at the women singing, but directed his anger towards the innocent David, who has saved the entire nation. Saul looked beyond the victory to protect his throne. We know that God had already chosen David. Samuel had already secretly anointed David as king of Israel, unknown to Saul. If you read 1 Samuel chapter 16. The Spirit of God had left Saul and now rested upon David. If you read 1 Samuel chapter 16, 13 to 14. Saul was now operating no longer guided by the Spirit of God, but by his evil intention against David. Saul began to see David as a rival and an enemy. This evil intention aroused a spirit of jealousy in Saul that David will soon take over the kingdom from him if all the people were already singing his praises. From that moment, Saul was bent on killing David and attempted to eliminate him. But because the Spirit of God was with the young man, he escaped all the attempts at his life. What do we learn from this verse? The women praised David innocently, not knowing the knock-on effect on Saul. In praising people, we must be careful that our words do not at the same time undermine other people. That may be especially important when we shower praises on an employee or someone subordinated to another when the employer or superior is present. Often, we are caught in a web of jealousy when others are praised. We feel we should be the ones receiving the praises. That is a human tendency. Everyone wants to be praised. But when we realize that others have their gifts, just as we have ours, and that our capabilities are different, we learn to thank God for what we cannot do, which others do better. Saul could not summon the courage to fight the Philistines. David did and triumphed. Saul should have joined the people, especially the women, in singing the praise of David. That is the secret. When we humble ourselves to praise others, no matter how difficult, we conquer that feeling of enmity, hatred, or hostility which may have dominated us. Lord, remove the spirit of jealousy in us against those we feel are our rivals. Amen. God bless you, and I wish you a lovely day.